Hi, I am Sheikh Mahbub Basha. Welcome to my channel. Happy learning. Let us draw the ray diagrams for concave lens. It is a biconcave lens. Its a principal axis. Then parallel rays are coming onto this concave lens. It is a beam of parallel rays. They are diverged when passed through this concave lens. There is no chance of meeting. But if you carefully observe, these diverged rays appears to be coming from a point. This is the origin of diverged rays, and this point from which the rays appears to be coming is called focus and is represented by the letter F. Now, for this biconcave lens, principal axis, optic center, focus on one side, center of curvature on one side, focus on the other side, center of curvature on the other side. Now, situation 1. Ray passing along the principal axis is undeviated. Here is a ray passing along the principal axis. When it passes through the concave lens, it is undeviated, no change in its direction. Situation 1. Ray passing along the principal axis is undeviated. Situation 2. Ray passing through the optic center is undeviated. So this is a ray passing through optic center and it is undeviated, no change in its direction even after passing through the concave lens. Once again, situation 2. Ray passing through the optic center is undeviated. Next, situation 3. Ray traveling parallel to the principal axis appears to diverge from the focus after refraction. So this is a parallel ray, a ray parallel to the principal axis, and it diverges and it appears to be started from the focus. So because it is appears to be, we have to use the dotted line that is said to be virtual imagination. So this is the case. A ray traveling parallel to the principal axis appears to diverge from the focus after refraction. Then situation 4. Ray passing through the focus will become parallel to the principal axis after refraction. So this is a ray targeted to enter through the focus. Because there is a concave lens in between, it cannot enter into the focus. It is supposed to be trying to enter into the focus, but after passing through concave lens, after refraction, this ray becomes parallel to the principal axis. Once again, situation 4, ray passing through the focus will become parallel to the principal axis after refraction. Okay, right. Then, this is biconcave lens. Its principal axis, optic center P, one focus F, one center of curvature C, and similarly on the other side, one focus F, one center of curvature C. An object is taken beyond C. So this is an object. Select a ray from the object such that it is parallel to the principal axis. As in case of situation 3, a ray traveling parallel to the principal axis appears to diverge from the focus after refraction. So this could be the refracted ray. So after passing through the concave lens, it diverges and it appears to be coming from the focus. Then select a second ray from the same point of the object such that it passes through the optic center. Then use situation 2. Ray passing through the optic center is undeviated. So this ray passes along the same path without any deviation. Right? So here at the point of intersection of these two rays, we get an image. An image is formed at the intersection of the two rays. This is an erect, virtual image and diminished in size in between the focus and optic center. Because it is the image formed due to extension of the ray assumption. Therefore, it is a virtual ray. In case of concave lens, irrespective of the position of the object on the principal axis, we will get an erect virtual image and diminished in size in between the focus and the optic center. Principal axis, then let it be optic center P. So let us draw a concave lens. Let it be a concave lens. We have three rules. Number one, any ray passing parallel to the principal axis, any ray passing parallel to the principal axis will refract such that it refracts such that it has been originated from this focus. From this point focus, this ray parallel to the principal axis, after passing through the concave lens, refracts in such a way that it appears to be coming from the focus. So initially it was parallel to the principal axis. Later it appears to be coming from this focus. Then second, suppose, so at the same distance you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Somewhere here you have the focus on the other side. This is focus on the other side. If a ray is incident such that it is trying to enter into the focus. So this is a ray and it is in such a way that it is trying to enter into the focus. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 2. Second ray, here this ray which is trying to enter into the focus, becomes parallel to the principal axis after passing through the concave lens. Then number 3, a ray that passes through the optic center is undeviated. It moves along the same path. This is third ray. Let me repeat. Case 1. The ray is initially parallel to the principal axis. After passing through the lens, it appears to be coming from this focus. So this dotted line indicates appears to be. This is imagination. This is the ray. This ray is refracted and became like this. If you extend back, you find that this ray is appears to be coming from this point that is called as focus. Then second, this ray is incident such that it is trying to enter into the focus. This is represented by dotted line. It actually not entering into the focus. It appears to be entering into the focus, but just after crossing this lens, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. The third one, the ray which tries to pass through the optic center is undeviated. There is no bending, there is no deviation at all. It passes straight in the same path. So these are the three rules related to a concave lens. For concave lens, we have fixed ray diagram. One ray diagram is enough for concave lens. If you take object at infinity distance, or beyond C, or at C, or between F and C, wherever you take the object, you will get the image as erect, virtual, and diminished. Let us draw one diagram, and that is suitable for all the cases. Okay. Here we have one concave lens. Okay. Suppose 1, 2, 3. This is a focus, and double of that is C. This is a focus, and double of that is C. Suppose this is a biconcave lens, equal on both sides. Now, I am selecting one object somewhere here beyond C. Suppose this is the object. Select two rays. One ray I am selecting as parallel to the principal axis. Suppose this is one ray. I am selecting one more ray such as it is passing through the optic center. So this ray which tries to pass through the optic center is undeviated. So this is a second ray, this is a first ray. So this second ray because it is passing through optic center, it is undeviated. Now this first ray is parallel to the principal axis. Now it refracts such that it has been originated from the focus. So this ray, this will be the ray, first ray. So when the ray passes through, is parallel to the principal axis, after passing through the concave lens, it refracts such that it appears to be coming from this focus. Now, these two rays, number 1 and number 2, these two rays are intersecting here because it is a dotted line. Dotted line is assumption. So this is image. This is object to OJ, and here you got image IG. So here image is number 1 erect, number 2 virtual, number 3 diminished. It is erect. This object arrow is headed up, so this image is also, its head is in the upward direction. So upside up, that is called as erect. Then because these lines are intersecting, when you extend this rays back, in such case this is said to be a virtual image. If the two rays really meet, that is real image. If the two rays appears to be meeting, when you extend the rays in the backward direction, like this ray is extended in the backward direction, here they appears to be meeting. So in such case the image is virtual. Diminished, compared to the object size, this image size is small, so it is diminished. So similarly, you can draw the diagram for object at C, object between F and C. So for all the cases, you will get same type of diagram. Each time you will find a very small image here formed due to these dotted lines. So each time it will be erect, it will be virtual, and it will be diminished. Unlike convex lens, in case of convex lens, we have 5-6 different cases. But here in concave lens, we have only one case, and that is suitable for all the cases. Okay, right. Now let us do activity 2. Apparatus required. An illuminated object, you can use LED bulb or a candle, a V stand, one convex lens, a white screen, and a meter scale. Now determining the focal length of a convex lens. Distant object method. Place the convex lens in the V stand in front of the white screen and target to the distant objects like trees, buildings, etc. and adjust the position of V stand till you get a clear image of the distant objects on the white screen. Now measure the distance from the screen to the convex lens and it will be the focal length. Here we got focal length f equal to 21 centimeters. If focal length f is equal to 21 centimeter, then radius of curvature r, which is equal to double to that of focal length, that is r is equal to f, will become 42 centimeters. Okay. Now using the mobile phone LED torch, I am illuminating this object. So an arrow mark is created on this box with the semi-transparent material. Select object position from lens, that is represented by letter U, is equal to 30 centimeters. That means from this illuminated object to the lens, the distance is adjusted, it is 30 centimeters. That means object is between F and C. F value is 21, C value is 42. So 30 is lying in between 21 and 42. So object is said to be in between focus and center of curvature. Now adjust the screen on the other side of the convex lens till you get the clear image on the screen. Here you will get a inverted image of the object. Because I have selected an arrow marker, here you get a inverted arrow on the screen. When you get a clear image, measure the distance from the convex lens to this white screen, that will be the image distance. So here measure image position from lens V is equal to 73 centimeters. That means image is beyond C. So here we got image position at 73 centimeters. Focal length is 21, that is F position is 21. Center of curvature position is 42. Now we got 73, that means it is beyond C value. Okay, the image is formed beyond C. Then the values are entered into this table. Here we got 4 columns: serial number, object distance U in centimeters, image distance V in centimeters, and the last column focal length F is equal to UV by U plus V. In this chapter later, in the next period, we will discuss about this formula F is equal to UV by U plus V, and its units is once again centimeters. So just now we have completed one part, that is for an object distance U equal to 30 centimeter, we got the image distance as 73 centimeters. So the value U equal to 30 centimeter, V equal to 73 centimeter is entered in the table in the first row, that is serial number 1. Now here I have selected the object distances as 3 centimeters variation. So after 30 it is 33, then 36, then 39, then 42, and then 45. For this object distances, I would like to find the image distance. That means each time I will maintain this predefined U values between the lens and the illuminated object, and accordingly I will search the bright and good image on the screen, and the convex lens and the screen distance is measured and is entered under the heading V, that is image distance. Okay, right. Now select object position from lens as 33 centimeters. So object is once again between F and C. Between 21 and 42 means between F and C. Now adjust the position of white screen till you get a clear image on it. So when you get a bright and a clear image, measure the distance from the convex lens to the screen. So image distance means distance from the convex lens to the screen. So here it is measured as image position from lens V equal to 60 centimeters. That means image is beyond C. C value is 42, you got 60, that means it is beyond C. Like that, the experiment is repeated for different U values and the corresponding V values are entered into this table. And finally, with this U and V values, each time in each row, the F value is calculated, and on averaging all these 6 values of F, we get average F equal to 21.19 centimeters. That means the focal length of the convex lens given is 21.19 centimeter. Okay, right. Now let us discuss the example 4. It's very interesting. Draw a ray diagram to locate the position of image when a point source is placed on the principal axis of a convex lens in such a way that it is beyond the focal point. Let us solve this. Let it be a convex lens. Its principal axis, one principal focus, other principal focus. Let this is an object on the principal axis and it is of a point size. We want to find out its image formed on the other side of the convex lens. Obviously, the image will be on principal axis, but where it forms, what is its location, we want to find out. Draw any one ray as an incident ray from this object onto the convex lens. For example, I am drawing this ray. Okay, this is incident ray from the object onto the convex lens. With this one ray, it is difficult to decide the image position. So let us draw another ray parallel to this incident ray and also passing through the optic center as shown here. So this ray we have drawn is parallel to the incident ray, that is first ray, and also passing through the optical center. Then we know that two parallel rays intersect at a point that is called as focus. Now draw a perpendicular line from the principal focus. So that is a line perpendicular to the principal axis and passing through the principal focus on the other side of the convex lens. Right. So the two rays, parallel rays from the object should meet at this focal plane. Now draw the refracted ray for the incident ray such that it passes through this focal point. Now these two rays are intersecting at this point that is called focus, which is a point on the focal plane. Now if you extend this refracted ray, it will meet the principal axis at this point and this point is the position of image. Here is the image formed for the object O. So the final image for the point object on the principal axis is this point on the other side of the convex lens on the principal axis. Okay, right.